Welcome to Games from Folktales. This is a supplemental bonus episode that is to accompany the first episode based on the Pentamerone. Essentially, I uploaded the Pentamerone episodes before I realised how bowdlerised the source I was using was. So I'm going to go back and add a little extra in now. I can't edit it into the original episodes without paying extra to my podcasting host. I didn't use the frame narrative for the Pentamerone because it's racist, and not just, well, in their time everyone was racist. It's seriously full-on speaking in pidgin, caricature, killing babies racist. In the story, the main character, our heroine, is a princess who cannot laugh or smile. In the list of things that cannot make her grin, it includes the sardonic herb, and I thought, hey, what's this? Assuming it was a recreational stimulant. It turns out that the sardonic herb is from Sardinia, and that it causes a sardonic grin, a sort of facial rictus similar to that caused by strychnine poisoning. Its modern name is probably hemlock waterdropwort, Oenanthe crocata. It's a neurotoxin, and it was used in pre-Roman Sardinia as part of a euthanasia ritual for the elderly. I can feel a distant connection to something I wrote about creamin a very long time ago. But we'll move on until I develop that at some later point. The story of the flea doesn't have a lot of additional material from the modern version. The flea becomes gigantic because it's fed on the blood of a king, which may be Rigo Viz. The giant that floods the area with soapy water after he washes his hands is actually spitting in the original, so presumably this is some sort of flood of mucus. Senator Roller's story has one major change. Under the guidance of her tutor, who will eventually become her stepmother, the heroine kills her previous stepmother. She gets her to lean into a wooden chest and slams the lid on the back of her head. Why we don't care about this is absolutely unclear to me. You'll note that fairies, again in this story, come from Sardinia. The merchant story has been cut down by about a third, which explains why so many parts of it seem to go nowhere. When the dragon's head is knocked off, it rubs a herb on its wounds and reattaches its head. After the hero marries the princess, he becomes enthralled by a woman he can see from his window. She has a magical power that she can bind men with her hair. Why she'd want to do this is not explained. But when the man nips over the road to try his luck, he vanishes. The main character has a twin brother who goes looking for his sibling after seeing magical signs that he's in trouble. He finds the man with the treasure in the well and the fairy that the brother saved from ravishment, and they each mistake him for his sibling. This lets him know he's on the right track, and he eventually finds his brother's wife. He pretends to be his brother to prevent people knowing he's missing. She thinks he's been off with the woman across the road, particularly when the brother refuses to sleep with her, except under divided sheets. The twin follows the lead, finds the brother enchanted, and uses 2 hairs from his magical dog to break the binding. Then they slay the lady with the magical hair. The twin explains what was going on, and when he gets to the bit where he slept in the same bed as his brother's wife, the brother slashes his head off, to quote, like a cucumber, with his Spanish sword. Presumably that's Damascus steel. The princess sees this through her flirty neighbour's window and rushes across to tell her husband that he's an idiot. He recalls the dragon's herb, rubs it on his brother's neck, and reattaches his head. The brothers then reconcile surprisingly quickly. Your saga may vary.